Thank you. Well, now we're looking back at the political headlines that we saw this year, from multiple fights for the Speaker's gavel and two major wars overseas.
ABC's Karen Travers has more.
2023 was marked by turmoil overseas and chaos on Capitol Hill. In January, Republicans taking over control of the House and electing Kevin McCarthy as Speaker after deal-making and 15 rounds of voting.
The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California is duly elected Speaker of the House of Representatives.
With a slim GOP majority, McCarthy was facing immense pressure from conservatives. In May, he reached an agreement with President Biden to raise the debt ceiling, preventing a government default. But that deal enraged House conservatives, who put McCarthy on notice.
There's going to be a reckoning.
In September, McCarthy launched an impeachment inquiry into the president, in part to placate Republican hardliners. But it wasn't enough. In early October, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz moved to force McCarthy out of his leadership position.
The office of Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant.
Over 3 chaotic weeks, Republicans going through 3 more candidates before electing Louisiana Congressman Mike Johnson as House Speaker. Johnson's first challenge, averting a government shutdown. Lawmakers in November voting to fund the government through early next year. New York Republican Congressman George Santos kicked out of Congress. The House voting to expel the scandal-ridden lawmaker, a historic move that hasn't happened in more than 20 years. It came in the wake of a report by the bipartisan House Ethics Committee that found Santos allegedly stole thousands of dollars from his campaign and used it for rent payments, designer clothes, and Botox treatments. On the Republican campaign trail, former President Trump still leading his 4 challengers in the polls, despite his mounting legal troubles.
The prosecutors, every time I fly over a blue state, I get a subpoena.
2 major conflicts overseas dominated President Biden's foreign policy agenda. A secret trip to war-torn Ukraine in February, the first by an American president to a war zone without U.S. troops on the ground. And in October, a visit to Israel, reeling from the October 7th terror attacks by Hamas.
I come to Israel with a single message. You're not alone.
The Biden administration working around the clock with Mideast allies and partners to secure the release of dozens of hostages and deliver humanitarian aid to thousands of Palestinians in Gaza. U.S.-China relations hit a low after the president ordered the takedown of a Chinese spy balloon, and tensions increased with provocative moves by the Chinese military against U.S. fighter jets. But intense diplomacy led to President Biden meeting with President Xi on the sidelines of a World Leaders Summit in San Francisco in November. The 2 leaders reaching an agreement to cut back on the illegal fentanyl trade.
We're taking action to significantly reduce the flow of precursor chemicals and pill presses. It's going to save lives.
President Biden showing support for striking UAW auto workers, joining them on the picket line in Michigan, a first in modern history for a U.S. president.
Stick with it, because you deserve the significant raise you need and other benefits.
Let's get it!
The president's re-election team hoping support from union members can give him a boost next year, with polls showing his approval ratings at record lows and him trailing Trump in key battleground states. 2 big factors: voters' concerns about the economy and the president's age.
By the way, I've been doing this a long time. I know I don't look that old, I know. I'm a little under 103.
Also pending, a special counsel investigation into the president's handling of classified material after sensitive documents were discovered at his homes in Delaware.
We're cooperating fully with the Justice Department.
Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.